Good evening. I officially call the City of Farmington Hills regularly scheduled meeting for Monday, March 28th, 2020 to order. We will now begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I would like to know if Lou Cantor would like to get up and help lead us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Cantor. He is the chair of our Economic Development Corporation. We will be making an appointment to that board in a little while, so I thank you for leading us and for leading our economic development team. It's great to have you in here tonight. Next item is the roll call.
Mayor Barnett.
Here.
Councilmember Bolaware.
Here.
Councilmember Roos.
Here.
Knoll.
Here.
Massey.
Here.
Next item on the agenda is approval of the regular meeting agenda. If there are no changes, is there a motion? Dr. Massey?
Madam Mayor, I would move the approval of the agenda as published.
It's been moved by Dr. Massey, seconded by Councilmember Knoll. Any discussion? Seeing none, is this a roll call vote or a straight up vote?
For the agenda, it's a roll call.
Okay.
So Councilmember Massey.
Yes.
Knoll.
Yes.
Roos.
Yes.
Bolaware.
Yes.
Mayor Barnett.
Yes. Next item is correspondence. Does anybody have any correspondence to report that we all did not receive? I do. I received an email from one of our residents who lives in one of our hotels. She's being evicted, and I have put her in touch. I copied an email to Todd Lippa, the Executive Director of CARES, to see if there's any organizations that he knows of, maybe Neighborhood House or something that could put her in touch with some services that will be available so that she is not left homeless, and to let her know of all of the other opportunities that we have out there for short-term assistance. We want to make sure that every one of our residents is taken care of, and we have a lot of nonprofit organizations that stand ready to assist and to help where we cannot. So don't ever hesitate to reach out. We have contact information on our website, so if you can get to a library or if you have a cell phone that is internet enabled, you can also avail yourself of our website, our refreshed website, through your mobile phone. Next is the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda shall be considered routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests, in which event it may be removed from the consent agenda for consideration. And I do have someone who is here, Paul Rothenberg, who wants to discuss the sanitation contract award. So do we want to remove that from the consent agenda? No. No?
Oh.
No? Okay, well, let's read the consent agenda in, and then you can come up and speak after we hear from our RASOC representative. Is that okay? Okay, perfect. Okay, the consent agenda will be read tonight by Council Member Dr. Randy Bruce.
Thank you, Mayor. Item number 3, recommended approval of an interlocal agreement to provide information technology support to the City of Farmington, CMR 32229. Number 4, recommended approval of the First Amendment to the lease agreement with Calico Partnership, DBA Verizon Wireless for the City Hall Campus Tower, CMR 32230. Number 5, recommended approval of award of contract for solid waste, yard waste, and recycling collection and disposal services to Green for Life Environmental for a period of 5 years with one or more administration-approved extensions, not to exceed a total of 3 additional years under the pricing, terms, and conditions set forth in the agreement, CMR 32231. Number 6, recommended approval of award of contract for the cleaning, restoration, and painting of the interior garage area of the DPW facility to do all cleaning in an amount not to exceed $149,220 CMR 32232. Number 7, recommended approval of award of the Pasadena Park Fire Hydrant Extension, CDBG, to the Spring Line Excavating LLC in the amount of $482,738.94, CMR 32233. Number 8, recommended approval of the City Council study session meeting minutes of March 21st, 2022. And number 9, recommended approval of the City Council regular session meeting minutes of March 21st, 2022.
I make a motion that we approve, I'm sorry.
No, you can make the motion. Well, yes, that'll come up during discussion?
Sure. Yes, that'd be fine. You
Okay.
can have discussion after the motion is
So-
made.
Oh, okay. I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as read by Dr. Randy Bruce.
Is there a second?
Support.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Bolaware, seconded by Councilmember Bruce. And now I'll open it up for discussion. So we have some discussion regarding item number 5. So Mike, do you want to come up and discuss item number 5 briefly? And then we'll have Mr. Rothenberg come up and give a quick statement that he wants to make regarding it.
Mike Sapo, General Manager of ROSAC. I don't really have much to add to the discussion from the study session last Monday or what's in your CMR, except that we had a similar conversation about the same issue with the city of Wixom, in the city of Wixom with their council last Tuesday, and they approved GFL as their new hauler for the city of Wixom.
And it's the lowest bidder at this point of the services that we currently expect from our waste haulers.
That is true.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Rothenberg? Welcome.
Good evening, and thank you. I get the privilege of also being a Farmington Hills resident for the last 19 years. So I would like to let this governing body know that I really appreciate this community. That being said, I'm Paula Ruthenberg with Priority Waste. Known to you at this point as coming in second. But I just wanted to thank everybody here for the opportunity to bid in the process. And I just want to let you know that if you ever need anything, I'm literally about a 3-wood away from here, so. Well, depending on your golf game, of course.
Yes, yes.
So thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you very, very much for coming forward, and we will make sure that your kind comments get into our meeting minutes.
Mayor,
Yes,
I have one question.
yes.
So I have a question on this issue for our city attorney, actually. We had a presentation last week regarding the three different bidders on this contract. And one of the issues came up was the performance of GFL in cities downriver from here, like Dearborn and Taylor and so forth, where they had quite a few issues, which actually led to the end of the contract down there. And the response given was, well, we had COVID, which caused an increase in trash because people are staying home, working from home, buying more online, cleaning out their garages during shutdowns, so there was more trash. Then last year, we had a big storm that rolled on through, creating more debris and trash. On top of that, we had our enhanced unemployment benefits, so there were, a lot of people that basically didn't want to go back to work, and it was kind of the perfect storm causing these issues. I do appreciate that explanation. At the same time, I know that all those issues also would have affected waste management. We also had a storm here, not just downriver. We also had COVID here, not just downriver, and unemployment benefits also affected waste management, not just GFL. So while I appreciate the explanation, my concern is that this does not happen in our community. We have high expectations here in Farmington Hills for our trash pickup. And I want to give GFL every opportunity to perform, and I hope they do. And I know they're here tonight, which I'm glad to see. So look forward to working with you. But at the same time, if there are problems, and we give them, obviously we'll allow them a sufficient time to remedy those problems, but if they are not remedied, I don't want our citizens to have to go through what some of these other cities went through. So I want to make sure that our contract gives us an out, whereas if the problems are not remedied in a certain amount of time, we don't have to wait another 2 or 3 years before we can get out of the contract and rebid it. So again, this is not a criticism. We look forward to working with you, but I just want to make sure that we are protected in case there are any problems, sufficiently protected that our residents are. Can you
Yes, sure.
assure me of that? And our citizens?
Well, I can assure you of what's in the contract. What's in the contract is a provision that says upon 30 days' notice and a failure to correct any noncompliance with the contract and the specifications therein or ordinances or laws, that the city can terminate the contract on 7 days more notice, where they don't have the opportunity to correct in that 7 days. So what happens is a notice is given of the noncompliance. They have 30 days to remedy all aspect. There could be many issues of noncompliance or just one. They have 30 days to correct all of them. If they fail to do so, then on 7 days more notice, it's over.
Thank
Then we
you.
call Mr. Ruthenberg again. Priority waste. I guess I was being a little more oblique than I thought I was. We have the second place finisher here,
Yes.
and he lives in our town. So if we have a problem with the first place finisher, I'm sure that Paul will be standing by, ready to hear from us. Correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I hope everything goes fantastic.
I know, but in the event it doesn't, then, okay, thank you. Thank you all. Okay, so,
Yep.
okay, so
just
we've
wanted
got a
to get that out there.
yeah, we have a very carefully drawn contract. Any other questions? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Yes. Councilmember Massey,
Yes.
Noel,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Bolaware,
Yes.
Mayor Barnett.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much, and Paul, it was nice to meet you. Thank you. Nice to see our contractors and our RASOC people here. Thank you. And now we move on to public comments and questions. Anybody from the public want to say anything? Seeing no one rushing forward, I will now close the public questions and comments. Council members' comments and announcements. Any? Okay, and then the city manager update?
Yes, thank you. Bring this up real quick. So just real briefly, if anybody listening is interested, the Special Services Adults 50 and Better Volunteer Breakfast is Thursday, April 7th at 9 a.m. at the Costick Center. You can RSVP with the city manager's office by March 30th. If you'd like to attend, our phone number is 248-871-2500. And then just one other reminder, yard waste pickup resumes the week of April 11th. Thank you.
Okay. Next item is new business. New business is consideration of approval of appointments to boards and commissions. Dr. Massey.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would like to make a motion, and that is for the following, recommend the following appointments to be approved by City Council. Kristen Aspinall to the Planning Commission for to complete an unexpired term ending 1 February 2023, and to the Economic Development Corporation, Ms. Susan Arlen, for to complete an unexpired term to end 1 February 2027.
It's been moved by Dr. Massey, seconded by Councilmember Knoll. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you very much. Would you like to say anything about your current position and now coming on board, or? You don't have to. I just, okay, because I spent time with you last week. Okay. No, you've got to go to the mic.
Okay, wasn't prepared for this, but okay. Hi, Jackie.
Each of our jobs.
I know, I love
know.
this improv, right?
Yes.
So the first part of your question was currently what I'm doing. So the chamber is going through incredible rapid growth with a strong vision for just inclusion of all types of businesses. So I'm super excited about what's happening at the chamber. I'm super excited about the fact that we've had a large number of new members join, and we've been going through ribbon cuttings like crazy for new businesses that are opening. So that's very near and dear to my heart. So thank you, Councilwoman Boulware, for being my spokesperson, and Mr. Mekchin. So, yeah, the chamber is crazy busy and awesome and wonderful, and the opportunity to serve on the EDC is also something I'm very passionate about. I've been attending the meetings and really enjoy being able to hear what's on the vision and the scope of what's happening in the city of Farmington Hills. So being able to actually be a voice in that, being able to go out and interact with the businesses on a more personal level and joint functions, being able to be a voice for small business and medium business, because we know that that's what makes up the majority of our community, is all very near and dear to me. So I thank you very much for the opportunity to do this.
Thank you very much, which makes you a perfect fit for our Economic Development Corporation, to talk to the other businesses and see what they would like to see to augment their services in our community, and for you to help make it so.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're very glad to have you aboard. And that leads me into the hard work. We've taken some major turns in our community with regard to the Economic Development Corporation. There's been a lot of turnover lately, and we have a new Economic Development Coordinator in Farmington Hills on our staff. And I just want to say it's a pleasure to see all of the new businesses that are opening, those that are reopening, those are having anniversary celebrations because they've been here for 20, 30, 40 years. And the fact that the new Chamber of Commerce Executive Director has really taken the two communities of Farmington and Farmington Hills by storm. And I just see a lot of good things happening in the future. And it's because of you guys. So thank you very much. Yes, Lou. Yes, but you have to go to the mic.
Thank you, Lou Cantor. I appreciate the council being such a supporting influence here with us. It's been a great relationship. As you've seen with our two most recent new members, we've really gone out and found some good talent that will continue to keep Farmington Hills #1. And it's exciting to see these new members come on board. And it's especially exciting for me because just recently, you didn't get the memo, you all probably didn't get the memo, I have been replaced as chair by the inimitable T.R. Carr. And my term came up, and I felt it was time to ask for new help. I'd like to stay involved with the Hawk and other projects that we're going to be working on. But TR is now going to lead us, and I'm really excited about his new leadership of the EDC because of all his past leadership of previous EDC locations. So excited. Thank you all very much for your help and support, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Yes, and we'd like to thank Missouri for exporting its talent.
That's right. That's right.
To Michigan.
Thank you.
You very much. Congratulations, TR, on your promotion to the chairmanship. And we're very excited. Very, very excited. You've got to go over there.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We moved here several years ago, and we found that we made a really wise choice moving to the city of Farmington Hills. It's a great city with a great future. And I really appreciate the confidence that the board has had in electing me to be chairman to replace Lou. Now, Lou is going to be Vice Chair is the lieutenant, I do everything that Lou says, that it's important to have a really solid team, and I think Lou and I will really work together. But there really are some really exciting, challenging things for Farmington Hills. We're looking at the Innovation Center at the Hawk. We're looking at a number of other things. I know that Beaumont Health System's looking at some expansion down there. It's a great time to be a part of Farmington Hills and to be working with the Economic Development Corporation. Economic development's a matter near and dear to my heart. I did a lot of that in Missouri before I came up here. Made several trips to Dearborn, meeting with the president of Ford Motor Company, keeping the assembly plant open for a number of years there. So like working with Farmington Hills, I appreciate the council, I appreciate the support, and I appreciate the city staff and everything they provide for us. So I look forward to the future. Thank you much,
Well,
ma'am.
as I said, we're really lucky to have you folks. We lost John Anhut last year, and that was a tough loss. But I think he's looking down and is very pleased in the direction we're going. Just keep up the fight, keep up the fight. And then a few other words which we can't say publicly. But thank you very much. Thank you. And that brings us to our movement into a closed session for the purposes of discussing an employee-requested review for Gary Mechtin, the city manager. And so after we get through with our closed session, we will come back to open session immediately following it. And if action is needed, we will take that. And then we will also need to close the public meeting. So you can stay, but you can't stay here. So we now move to a closed session. And Paul, that means we're going to sign out for a little while.
And it's a roll.
And now
You for Gary Mechtin, the city manager.
Okay, seconded by Dr. Massey, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Councilmember Bolware,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Noel,
Yes.
Massey,
Yes.
Mayor Barnett.
Yes.
Thank you.
Did we do it right?
You.
Okay, Paul, now we're closed. Welcome back to the regularly scheduled meeting, the open meeting of Farmington Hills City Council. We have terminated the closed session at this time, and now we are back in open session, and there is no other business before us. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved by Doctors Massey and seconded by Bruce that we adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's official. We will reconvene on April 11th. Thank you very much for tuning in to tonight's meeting. Good night, Farmington Hills.